This is the Off the Break Podcast, your podcast dedicated to current movie theater news, operations, and insights from the people that book the movies. Now, here are your hosts, Cody, Kyle, and Ken.
And welcome back to this super special Off the Break podcast. This is the CinemaCon episode.
Woo!
How's it going, guys?
Woo.
Whoa. Yeah. Ken and I are a little sore. We were in Vegas last week, and it's 5 days of eating, drinking, and talking, and it's just rough.
Can't relate this year.
Yeah.
Someone got left out.
I know. Kyle got to go August last year, and then Ken and I went this year, and he's going to get to go next year, but...
Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
But that would be great.
I need a beer and a cigarette right now just to catch up from all the smoke I inhaled.
Full disclosure, we're having beers on this podcast, so it should be really fun. But Ken and I kind of need a little hair of the dog to ease us back into normal life. Like what? I haven't had a glass of wine before 11 o'clock yet?
That's how you ease down, right?
Yeah,
No, you just... we
weaning ourselves.
figured it out. It's coffee, cocktail. Coffee, cocktail.
And that's the
Yeah.
balance.
Coffee, cocktail.
Maybe a little food.
Cocktail.
Yeah. Aspirin bed.
Yeah.
And you can't just jump off the cliff after that. You have to dip your toe in the water, and then
Right.
you'll get off that high.
There's no cold turkeying today.
No.
I mean, technically, we're still in CinemaCon week. It's only Friday.
No, I was
But-
throwing dice in the hallway at the office. Trying to come down a little bit.
Just got to get it out of my system.
Had that itch. That's what Vegas does to you, man.
I lost a whole $10 in a slot machine.
Oof.
That's it.
That's more than I lost when I went to Vegas. $0.
$0.
I
I didn't
lost
bet.
slightly more than $10.
Did you gain any more?
No comment?
I lost slightly more than $10.
Mr. Cruz, we had to talk about this. We'll get back to that conversation later.
Yeah, we'll loop back around to that.
Things are finding out. Well, there are 3 massive things we want to talk about on this special episode. The first one being CinemaCon.
Mm-hmm.
The second one being the launch of Screen Insider.
Woo! It happened. It finally happened.
Yes, finally happened. And third, the Adventures of Sharky.
I'm surprised you want to talk about the Adventures of Sharky, but okay.
We are so talking about the Adventures of Sharky. That's how we're going to get this started. So,
All right.
I don't know if any of our listeners were aware or follow me on Facebook, but as we were leaving the house over the weekend, my youngest son, in hugging me goodbye, like very quickly handed me this like zombie shark stuffed toy. And Mommy, you need to take him to Vegas. So, of course, I do that. I just right into my pocket, Sharky went, and out the door to the airport. And then when we were in security at the airport, they're like, "Ma'am, what is in your pocket?" Because here I am with a bulge in the front of my pocket. And in a panic, I pull out this toy shark and try to throw it back to Ken. So,
And then the security guards tackled you,
yeah,
right?
so that's not suspicious at all.
Right.
So Ken had to go through the body scanner with this toy shark, and then he hands it back to me, and we're getting our shoes and stuff on at the totes and stuff at the bins, and a security guard, very sheepishly, very embarrassed, very young guy, comes up to me and it's like, "Ma'am, I need to squeeze your toy." And I very loudly was like, "You need to squeeze my toy?" And thus Sharky began. So yes, he squeezed Sharky. Sharky is not out to hurt anybody, but he was out for an adventure.
A Vegas adventure.
So I took pictures of Sharky at various places, doing various amounts of naughty things because he's half zombie shark. He's got a naughty side.
Naturally.
And it became a really fun way to enjoy Vegas.
I, for one, was enjoying it.
So some of Sharky's adventures were getting into the bubble bath at Lush and having pina coladas, or as we called them, Sharka coladas.
Ooh, okay.
Going to Top Golf, becoming Shark Norman, and waking up in bed with a stranger. Puking in a toilet. You know, normal Vegas things.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah, so I think Sharky had a great adventure, and we had fun with Sharky in Vegas. And who knows, he might make a reappearance next year.
Oh.
Might be Kyle's companion.
I'll be waking up in bed next to
Yeah.
Sharky. Is that what's about to happen
You guys
here?
can share a room.
He sounds like a riot. I'd love to.
Oh, So we should have to repost those, a recap of Sharky's Adventures down the road.
Yeah, we totally should try.
So CinemaCon, super fun. We had such a blast. This year's vibe was way different. It was just, I think it was less about the product and the presentations and just more about the relationships and seeing people again. And all the excitement of being out with them and having drinks. And, I just felt like I was so excited to see everybody I knew and to socialize again without children around that I was very happy to be there, even though it was Vegas and I don't really care for Vegas.
Well, after seeing the pandemic on the news for 2 years straight, seeing that most of the people in LA survived was interesting. Yeah. I thought for sure they were all gone.
You were kind of
that there were robots.
You're kind of scratching your head going, are we going to see some of these people again?
Yeah. I assumed not. Watching CNN that they were all gone.
So when you did see them walk through the doors, you were, okay.
Everybody
good.
Survived. We're all good.
Yeah, they all look great.
Some of us gained weight in the pandemic and some of us look fabulous. But everybody was there and having a good time, and the vibe was just, excitement, happiness, and that was nice. I feel like that was special in of itself.
I'm sure it also helped that we saw much improvement in the industry. I mean, not just with Spider-Man, with a whole bunch of other movies that have been releasing lately. When it was going on in August, you were feeling the camaraderie, but at the same time, there was, still people holding their breath, I would say.
Right.
Like, it was, at least for me, it was the first time really seeing the industry, like, in unity, but there still was questions hanging over everyone's head, for sure.
Oh, no, it was good. I feel like the narrative this time was less about, like, how is streaming going to impact us, and it was more of, like, hey, remember, you need us now. I think the tables have turned a little bit. There has been some success in theatrical, and it was more of like the studios are slightly reminded that they need theatrical. And so it was all a very positive thing. And I think when they say our partners in exhibition, I don't know if they mean partners, but I think that they know just reluctantly that they have to, partner with exhibition on this.
There's more of a lesson on their end that was learned.
Yes.
And that was behind the wording, I bet.
Right.
Everything seemed positive. Everything has been improved except for the amount of security they have around stages when Hollywood people are on stage.
Yeah. We'll get to that about the Warner's presentation because we're going to go through all of them. But let's just say I think that security has probably been really lax because it's theater owners and managers, and no one in the 10 years of I've ever been there has ever tried to walk up to the stage to when a celebrity's been on it. Not once. Never has that ever happened.
Yeah, I mean, they're not press or a fan or a scoopers or anything like that. Like, they're not trying to...
You don't get fans rushing the stage at this thing at all.
No.
Like, it would be so awkward.
Nobody rushes anywhere.
No. Except to the buffet, maybe.
Yeah.
To the slots, the buffet.
The bathroom. That's about all.
Yeah.
Not the stage. So that,
The only rushing I saw was LaDainian Tomlinson going to the bathroom because they scheduled the draft the same week as CinemaCon.
Yeah.
That was it.
Right.
So we should get it started with going through what the studios brought us.
Yeah.
On Monday, we had Sony kicked off CinemaCon with their presentation on Monday. And I think the best thing to come out of that was Bullet Train. We saw about 15 minutes, the first 15 minutes. It is so good, Kyle. Like,
oh, I know. It
is fast paced. The dialogue is quick and witty. It's got so much action, and Brad Pitt is just so charismatic on screen. I just so drawn to him.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited about Bullet Train. I think that was the best thing in their presentation.
I hope it's a surprise hit. It seems like Sony has some confidence in it, and with July being a little thin, I would be very happy to see that.
It comes out at the end of July, but there's really nothing in August, so I expect legs on this film.
Yeah, I'm hoping for that.
And then we got the news right before CinemaCon that they were moving Spider-Verse 2.
Right, we talked about it on last week's podcast, and I was like, why are you doing this? You should have a done film, blah, blah, blah.
And then we got, like 10, 15 minutes of Spider-Verse, and it was 10% finished.
It was not done, people. There is a reason why they moved it a year.
It thought so. Yeah.
Crazy how undone it was.
I need to apologize for last week's podcast because I just had this assumption that more of it was done.
Well, they had a fully cut trailer.
Yeah, and we have been playing it for a really long
Since
time.
Morbius, it's been a month of this trailer being on screen. And a trailer is 3 minutes, which is not a small percentage of a movie.
No. And you would assume that, I thought they at least had the first film done because it's a 2-parter. So I assumed with a trailer that this film was at least 80% done. It would have been the other 20. No.
You know what they say about assuming things
close.
About film companies.
Yeah. Sony. So we did see some of the Spider-Verse. It looks just as good as the first one. The animation style is still beautiful to look at. And
delve deeper into each one of the characters and the fact that this one is going to be a continuation of the original and a part 3. Right. There's going to be a lot of character development, but in the same very, award-worthy style of the first one. And
then we Viola Davis came out and got an award. I think it's like
a legacy or something award. It was.
And she brought the trailer for The Woman King, and I got a phone call in the middle of this trailer and had to excuse myself thinking that it was something important, and it was not. It was a telemarketer. And I was like, why did I not check the caller ID? But I thought if anybody's calling me during this, it had to be important. So I missed the second half of the trailer, but what I saw in the first half looked intense. It looks tough. These women warriors are badass in this.
Women warriors from Africa. It's based on a true story. And then she came out in a pink jumpsuit.
Bright pink jumpsuit. But I feel like that was Vegas, and that's what you should be wearing. If it's not glittery, it should be bright.
I only pointed it out because I was disappointed because I had the exact same outfit on. And they're like, oh, you copied Viola Davis.
She wore it better.
You gotta be kidding me.
Yeah. So, Sony's presentation was decent. They did not have the impact that they had last year by bringing Ghostbusters out. They really nailed it in August. I don't think they had the same impact this year, and I just think that's because they don't have a lot upcoming. Their stuff is further down the road.
But they didn't bring enough celebrity. They brought Tom Rothman, who spoke through the entire presentation.
Right.
He's like, I'm in charge of Sony. I'm going to introduce every single person.
Yeah. Yeah.
We have Spider-Man.
We know.
We saved the world.
Lord and Miller came out because they're doing Spider-Man, and they are very fun on stage.
Yeah, I'm sure that was entertaining.
I do. I've seen them before. I think they've come to CinemaCon before, and they are very good.
Yeah.
On stage. So
nice.
Yeah, I think Sony did it. It did an okay start to our week. Then on Tuesday, there was the State of the Industry and Neon's presentation, which we missed because we were at breakfast with somebody. So this is why Kyle needs to go.
We were mimosas deep.
We were 3 mimosas deep Tuesday morning. And so we missed that one. But I hear it was Neon did a pretty good job. And they've got some interesting films upcoming. But the big one we did hit was Warner Brothers. And Warner's brought out so much talent, so many trailers. It was a really decent presentation.
Dwayne the Pex Johnson.
Yes. So he
did make an appearance.
The big appearance was Dwayne Johnson. He was
Dwayne Johnson's chest, you mean, was the big appearance.
He was there supporting Super Pets and Black Adam, and we did see some Black Adam trailer footage, and it looks like Dwayne Johnson in a Marvel movie. So
yeah,
it doesn't look too bad though, I think. But let me tell you, Dwayne Johnson, amazing on stage. He's huge, tall, big, always charismatic, really knows how to draw the attention of a room. But I think his choice of shirt was a little inappropriate this year.
Oh, it was the same jumpsuit that Ken wore?
I wish. That would have covered things.
Oh.
He wore this tight red shirt that had this knitted crochet pattern in it, but he didn't wear an undershirt. So there was Dwayne Johnson pec cleavage showing and belly button, and I was like, I know you're stacked, but I'm uncomfortable seeing through your shirt. I felt dirty looking at him like that.
You're in the back row of this thing. You're like, how can I see it from here?
You could not miss it. It was he is so large. Even if I didn't look at the huge video of him behind him on the screen, I could still see through that shirt.
I was so glad the lights were down while I went.
I was like, Come on, like wear an undershirt if you're gonna do that. I
think he did, but the undershirt ripped on the
it
way
must
up.
have ripped on the way out. And he's so tan and just
Dwayne the Fox Johnson.
yeah.
Ooh.
I was uncomfortable in my seat, but he did. That was really fun. And then they announced that they're gonna make a Batman 2, and Ken was so excited for his nap, his upcoming nap.
He'll schedule that in for
Remember
2023.
when Matt Reeves and Robert Pattinson were artistes, and this is a one-off, and we're never going to do this again. This is a one-time situation.
We're gonna just make one-offs. We're not gonna do a universe.
Oh wait, it made $500 million worldwide, so we're going to make 19 more of these.
Yeah. And then they showed some footage of Wonka with Timothy Chalamet in it as the Willy Wonka. It's like a prequel film before he gets the chocolate factory.
I forgot this was a thing.
Timothy Camembert, Veuve Clicquot,
Yeah.
Cabernet Sauvignon, Sauvignon, Y-A-W-N.
Like, it's just so much singing and dancing in it.
That's what Willy Wonka does.
No, that movie had a little singing and dancing. This looked like all singing and dancing. Like they didn't have dialogue.
The original was a musical.
Yeah.
I know. Sort of.
No, it was a musical.
It was a musical.
Okay, well, Gene Wilder
It
singing.
had just as much music as Sound of Music did.
Gene Wilder singing just doesn't grate on me the way this did. I was just like, oh my
That's
gosh,
probably true.
Big production numbers. No, I was not
Yeah, of course,
excited for it.
I still don't understand this movie. Willy Wonka isn't real. Why is there a prequel movie explaining to us who Willy Wonka is?
I don't know.
Like, it doesn't even matter. Like, never mind.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
But I think outside of Dwayne Johnson and his inappropriate shirt and his cleavage, Baz Luhrmann came out to talk about Elvis, and he kind of started the show.
Yeah.
Baz Norman.
No, whatever, Ken. That guy was so captivating, so much energy.
Yeah.
So I could have listened to him talk all night. He would, if you got him started, he wouldn't have stopped. They literally almost had to drag him off the stage.
You and everyone else in the 75 and over age bracket was captivated. Anyone else was like, oh my God, get Crocodile Dundee off the stage.
He did look like Crocodile Dundee a little bit. Like a really fashionable one.
Wow.
The whole time. Like halfway through, what I thought was halfway through, I just wanted to go, that's not a knife.
Terrible.
This is not a documentary. Get off the stage. Behind you, a crocodile. To see if you ran off.
Yeah. He turns around. Whoa!
Force of habit. He just
Right.
runs away when everybody points and says there's a crocodile.
It would have just started another story of his. Elvis looks big, spectacular. I still am concerned because who under 50 is going to care about Elvis?
Sure.
He did try to talk about trying to make Elvis contemporary. And so if he can achieve what he did in Elvis, what he did for like Romeo and Juliet, Elvis might have a chance.
Yeah. Same with Great Gatsby, too. He was able to kind of pull that off.
But he had Leonardo DiCaprio.
It helped. Yeah.
I mean, is Romeo and Juliet pre or post Titanic? I think it's before Titanic.
Yes.
So I don't think he...
No.
Or was
it
it
was
post?
after.
It
Everything
was
was
after?
after. Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Everything Leonardo DiCaprio was after.
Okay.
Except for like Troll 2.
Yeah. Well, barring a big name. And
That's why he casted Tom. Thanks for adding $30 million to my box
yeah,
office.
he needed. Although the guy that does play Elvis in it really does have that really deep, like Southern Elvis voice. Like it was weird.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't think his voice, like the way he looks, I did not think his voice would sound like that in real life.
Sure.
So, and then they showed a trailer of the Flash movie, the upcoming Flash movie. Obviously, Ezra Miller was not there.
Because he's in custody.
In Hawaii, back in Hawaii or wherever he's at.
I bet, I'm going to guess that they didn't even say his name. They just said, we're excited for The Flash and Michael Keaton's Batman.
And you saw him in the bat suit in the trailer.
Yeah, yeah.
This is why they don't mention during any of these conventions, you don't hear film rental.
Yeah.
Windows.
Yeah.
Nope.
Minimum week commitments. Everybody's happy.
Happy.
The Flash. That's it.
Yeah. And it's sad what Ezra Miller's going through because I think as the Flash, he's amazing in it. He's
he
one of
does a
my
good
more
job.
favorite DC characters. So I don't think I'm going to see another film after this one though, unless he gets his shit together.
Yeah.
And then the last one we'll talk about is Don't Worry, Darling, with Olivia Wilde came out to talk about it. It's got Harry Styles and
Florence Pugh, right?
yeah, and
Pew pew.
pew pew. And I thought the film looked interesting. The footage was great. It was a trailer, and it was kind of like a mystery. Like, you really don't know what's going on. A bit of a thriller.
I'm not sure what Harry Styles was doing in that trailer, but it looked like Florence Pugh.
What?
Wait, what?
What?
I don't know what you're
I
trying
don't
to
know
get
where
at.
he was putting his nose.
I think he was putting his nose in between
my.
something on a kitchen table, and that Florence was serving up.
Wow. Okay.
It was
In
a
the-
little shocking to see it in front of that.
That's
It's part of the trailer, like
Yeah.
and in front of
that
a
audience.
CinemaCon crowd too. Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
no,
hey,
no.
go
We'll
for
talk
it,
about the
right?
Bros trailer in a
Yeah.
minute.
Oh my God.
You
okay.
thought that a heterosexual couple engaging in that was like a little dicey to see in the on that
Wait
huge
until
screen.
you see all those red votes in a room.
Yeah.
Watching Billy Eichner go full bathhouse in the 70s.
Yeah.
Well, before we talk about that, did you want to bring up what happened with her
Yeah.
on the stage?
So the big headline coming out was that she got served with, legally served child custody papers during this, and she totally did. We were sitting there, and CinemaCon's known to have kind of these like awkward little celebrity bits that try to make the audience laugh. So
Sure.
at first, when this young gal walked up, dressed just like everybody else in the room, like in, business casual attire, that nobody thought anything of it. Like, it just probably was going to be the start of a bit. And
Yeah.
I think that maybe even Olivia Wilde thought that. So she grabs this envelope, looks at it, and of course there's a camera on her panning to a huge screen behind her, and you could tell that was like legal paperwork.
Jeez, the camera caught that.
Yeah,
Wow.
I think in a very quick flash, because she pulled it out and put it back in. I was like, oh, okay. And then the little gal that gave it to her immediately booked it out. And then you knew something was up, because she just immediately left right out of the building.
Wow.
So, but I will give it to Olivia Wilde. Grace, flawlessness. It didn't stop her at all. She just went on, was enthusiastic, didn't change her emotions. She is so poised. It was
Yes, she's
remarkable.
great. I want to talk about the real hero here.
What?
That process server
Yeah.
is making, what, $50,000 a year maximum?
Right.
Yeah.
The balls on that person to go up there.
You have
do
to have
that.
balls for that job.
Yeah, but I mean, holy shit.
Yeah.
The cantaloupes that lady's carrying between her legs.
No kidding.
That
to
is
do that.
that is really wild. Like, you can't deny that she is not doing her job.
And Olivia Wilde shouldn't be embarrassed, because I think everybody's like, yeah, whatever. It's happening over in her thing. But I think Mitch Neuhauser should be embarrassed for the lack of security at this thing.
Maybe just a little.
Super embarrassed.
I mean, there's people getting pulled out of the theater for checking emails on their cell phones.
Yeah, or recording the video. I saw a guy getting pulled during Universal for recording the presentation, just immediately pulled. So it's not like they didn't have security. I mean, they had these green lasers that would shine on somebody's phone, and then the person would get a talking to, and they were really on the up and up, and always have been, about the studio presentations not getting leaked, the footage not getting leaked. But in 10 years that I have been going to this CinemaCon, not talking in Show West before that, but even that.
Or Show East, where everybody does cocaine because they're in Miami.
But for the time I've been there, no one, not once, has ever run up to the stage, ever tried to get a celebrity to touch them, ever bum rushed anything. I mean, everybody is just so composed, polite, considerate audience.
Yeah.
We clap awkwardly at the points we're all supposed to.
Yeah.
Every once in a while they get a shout out.
All
that's about it.
all the celebrities are there to glad hand the theater owners and
Yeah.
the film company execs. You don't see anybody a hair out of place,
No.
any
No.
issues, nobody in a shitty mood.
Right.
They don't get yelled at or heckled or anything. I mean, it's a really easy gig for these celebrities.
But we just came off of the biggest celebrity
on
issue-
celebrity violence we've ever
Scandal,
seen.
scandal issue on a performing arts stage that's ever happened. I mean, I think think it was the same month. I mean, it was the same 30-day period. And then we're like, yeah, we'll just let people walk around here.
Right.
It feels like it's been 12 years, but really it probably has only been a month at this point. It's wild.
Yeah. So
Well, lesson learned, I guess, but
see
again,
what happens next year with the security there. I mean,
it's going to be like Fort Knox now.
We've been evacuated from CinemaCon one year because somebody left a backpack in there. Like, it's not like this place lacks security, but
Right.
But apparently, stage security is the weak link in all of this.
Well, it's like you said, they dress up like everyone else there, so they're probably like...
They did not look out of place. It's not like they look like a fan. They didn't look like a normal Vegas person with the cutouts and some of the skin that we saw there. No, they looked like a normal person.
For sure. Let's talk about Universal then. Is that the next one?
No. We've got so that took care of Tuesday.
Oh, okay.
And then they did a black phone screening, which Ken and I missed. We were out at dinner, but I wouldn't have watched it anyways because I don't do horror movies.
Sure.
But I heard good things from it, that it went over pretty good.
Okay.
Okay, so then Wednesday, the first presentation on Wednesday was Disney, and we missed that one because we were out at breakfast. But some of the highlights of it is they showed the first 15 minutes of Doctor Strange, which big whoop, it's coming out next week. Like, we couldn't waited 7 days.
Yeah.
They showed some footage of Lightyear to a group of adults. Again, not very exciting. Because,
but at least they showed something for it.
Yeah.
They're sticking to it.
They're sticking to it. The big thing was that they did have an Avatar trailer. It was in 3D. So 3D is going to be a huge part of this. And I think you're going to see a 3D requirement on your show times. So
dust off your glasses.
Yeah, or find some and make sure your equipment works, because if you have a working equipment in there, I think you're going to have a requirement on having at least 1 or 2 shows in 3D.
Gotcha.
So just be prepared for that.
I wouldn't be shocked if they said even if you don't, that you have to figure out a way to get it on if you want.
Oh,
to.
they're not going to make you if you don't have it. They can't do that, but
they can't.
But I just see 3D through this summer and into the fall becoming more and more, like, studios asking for it more and more because they're looking for those upcharges everywhere they can.
3D, haha, or get the F out.
Okay, so the big one that I cannot wait to talk about was Wednesday's afternoon presentation from Universal. Not only did Universal bring probably the most trailers and had the best presentation.
The most trailers.
And had the best presentation probably the entire week.
Yeah.
But a close client of ours, someone near and dear to our hearts, got to actually go on stage with talent and present. And so we are just so proud of the next act in Pikesville, Maryland. They got to present with Jordan Peele, and they did such a good job.
That's awesome.
They are one of the only Black-owned theaters, not only just in the country, but in Baltimore and Maryland. So there's very few African American owned theaters in the country, and they are really kicking it and representing it at their location. So
that's terrific.
Robert and Tony got to go. Tony got to be the one to go up there and talk to Jordan Peele, and it was just really fantastic, and we were so proud of him. And he did such a good job too. I'm not just biased because he's our client, but a lot of the other people were super awkward and just managers on stage. It was nice to have an actual owner poised and represented there.
Yeah, that's really impressive. Great job to them.
Yeah, there was this almost everybody was very awkward, but there was this
so awkward
poor, wonderful man that was a theater manager in Canada that got to present with Steve Carell. And Steve Carell asked him on stage in front of 5,000 people to do the Gru voice.
Oh, no.
So they paired him all
this is
for biddy stuff. Yeah.
He's funny, and he does a Gru voice for his employees and his kids.
Family.
So they have him do the Gru voice, and this poor guy was just
so nervous, so uncomfortable,
shaking, shaking, nervous.
Yeah,
and he
tried his best.
And then Steve Carell would correct him, be like, "No, you got to go higher in the Gru voice."
Just dragging it out.
Yeah, this poor guy is like, "Oh no."
But I think the highlight for the presenters was Joe Coy coming out for Easter Sunday.
Yeah. So,
that's awesome.
So Jordan Peele came out for Nope, and we got to see the Nope trailer, and I'm glad I saw more of it because it puts it way more in context on what the film is.
Yeah.
Sort of.
And that looks fantastic.
You got to keep it secret just a little.
And then right after him and Tony, which Tony did awesome, I just love them. Jamie Lee Curtis came out with these two very awkward girls, just giggly, young, awkward girls.
19-year-old kids.
Yeah.
They hadn't.
They just. And anyways,
did she grab them from the strip? Like,
no.
From an Alamo draft house.
Yeah.
Right. From a random Alamo draft house.
Gotcha.
But she was awesome. She had energy. She looks fabulous. She knew her audience. Been doing this a long time.
She said the F word more than Cody does.
Yeah. She's a dirty potty mouth.
Wow.
This is a lady after my own heart here.
Fine.
Yeah. So, and she showed us Halloween Ends.
Oh, like a trailer for it or something? Gotcha.
Yeah. And so that was pretty good. And then there was a couple what I'm calling we'll stick in the scary category because Nope and Halloween Ends are scary movies. And then in the scary category, we saw Last Voyage of Demeter trailer, which Dracula's voyage from Transylvania to the New World. And when the ship arrives, there's no life on it. That was the big part in the book.
Oh, okay.
And so it's just a movie about Dracula picking off the sailors one by one. But the worst part for me about it was that there's a kid. Why is there always have to be a kid in it?
This trailer so much time. Move on.
Okay. Then there was this creepy futuristic movie called Megan, and Allison Williams came out to talk about that one, and again, looks awful.
She's the Amanda Peet lookalike.
Yeah.
I'll figure this out. Keep going.
But Megan is like this android doll thing that's supposed to protect this little girl, but
runs on 4 legs like a wolf,
and then just kills people. It looked like futuristic Chucky. And then the last one was Violent Night. David Harbour plays Santa, and this family gets kidnapped taken hostage on Christmas, and he just goes through with a hammer and starts bludgeoning people to death. And the whole time when I'm watching this trailer, I love David Harbour because he, again, was really good, very enthusiastic on stage.
Mm-hmm. He's got a good voice. He is the perfect fit for Hellboy, if Ron Perlman had not played Hellboy first.
but I kept
the whole time I was here to talk, I'm like, oh, that's Hellboy.
See, I watched the trailer and I thought Mel Gibson and Fat Man did this idea so much better. Fat Man, I was like, they did it, and only like last year or 2 years ago, and Mel Gibson as Santa was so good. In fact, Ken even said the trailer he thought it looked fake, like it looked like a fake movie. So, because it's just so silly, silly.
It looked like one of the trailers before the Tarantino Grindhouse movies.
Yeah.
It looked like those where it's like the terrible Thanksgiving movie where everyone is dinner and
right. Well, is there anything else besides horror movies? Like, is that all they show?
Oh no, they had Beast with Idris Elba, which is also a horror movie.
Well, and I was like, they've done this before. It's about a man eating lions in Africa, and I was like, oh, Ghost in the Darkness. They did. I was like, that was only like 15 years ago. No, it was like in the 90s, so it's probably time to remake that.
But they did this with The Meg. They've done this with. I mean, it's a shark movie, but in Africa on land.
On land, and then
those survival type movies.
Yeah.
Then they had two kind of hard sell trailers. They had She Said about the Harvey Weinstein scandal, about the reporters that broke that story. The New York Times reporter and stuff. And I don't know. I don't think anybody's interested in that anymore. I think people want to move on. And then the other hard sell was a romantic comedy by Billy Eichner that was called Bros, and it's a gay rom-com. It's the first gay rom-com
from a major
studio. And I think you could have eased the audience into a little bit, but there was a scene of sexual gratification in it
between 4 different men.
Yeah, between 4 different men.
Wow.
And I just think it was just so like in your face all of a sudden.
You have to ease audiences into this.
Especially all the white hairs in that audience. Like, know who you're showing this to, people.
If you're first,
it's good for YouTube, but not for that crowd. Yeah,
It was very well written. He is very funny.
So funny.
When comedians get the opportunity to do this, they usually knock it out of the park.
Right. I'm so excited to see it because I think it's going to be actually really funny. And I laughed in the trailer. But
this is one of those movies where you go through and you introduce, oh, this character is gay. Oh, he's trying to find love. And then at the end, end of the trailer, you show him him kissing somebody. Movie started with him kissing someone. 8 man kisses later, then there was an orgy scene.
Yeah.
And people were too shocked to clap at the end of the trailer like they did at the end of every trailer.
Yeah.
Well, they're going through their minds going, can I play this at my theater?
That was the biggest question.
Oh, no. They were already saying, no, I cannot play this at my theater. Most of them.
I got so many people later that were like, I don't think we're going to play that. And I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, well, let's give it some time and let's let that marinate for a little bit.
Yeah,
and then
totally.
we'll see how it goes. So, because we don't know print plans or anything like that.
I think this was an easy way to make an entree into this genre as a PG-13 movie.
Yes.
Like to say this is innocent. Oh, they woke up together and they're naked. You know,
Like,
haha, funny.
haha.
But like he was very
and they're
aggressive.
from different sides of the tracks and how they could fall in love.
This is R-rated comedy to the extreme, and
Yeah.
this really is going to be interesting to see how they try to market this, promote this, sell
they
this
keep-
to theater owners. I mean, small business owners as a whole are much more conservative.
They're older and conservative, and you just can't get around that part. So
Right.
You're
it'll-
not changing that with your audience.
No.
Or with your, I mean, they're selling it to the theater owners, not selling it to the
Right.
audience
Yeah.
during these.
So I put that in the hard sell category. Not
Sure.
saying it's bad, just hard sells. And then the final category is the fun category. And this was the best part. We had Minions Rise of Gru. Steve Carell came out and did the Gru voice. Really, really fun. Minions is going to trounce everything this summer. Then we had, which was the best, was Joe Coy promoting Easter Sunday. And I swear, we got like 10 minutes of free stand-up in it. He was hilarious.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh my gosh. He had the whole place
It was more like
laughing.
20 minutes when he was allotted
Yeah.
10.
Yeah.
He blew the doors off.
Oh, yeah. He was, I mean, just above and beyond, just
Mm-hmm.
so good. And comedians are, and I think they're finally starting to get their due a little bit in the industry, and people are like kind of waking up to how talented they are. So
I do hate to say it, but streaming does play a part in that as well. But
Yeah.
it's good for them to go have the next step be streaming, and then the big step to be a theatrical release. I mean, Billy Eichner and Joe Coy getting their own movies,
yeah,
like, that's pretty impressive.
I don't think this is obviously not Joe Coy's target audience.
no.
And they were kind of like some mixed laughs when he came out with a lot of energy.
I think
and
a lot of them didn't know who he was.
Oh, for
that
sure.
was
Yeah,
definitely
yeah.
a problem.
Then he told a few jokes that kind of were hits and misses. And then he comes out and he says, I'm half white, half Filipino, which means my dad was in the Air Force. And the crowd exploded.
Oh yeah, that got him all.
And then he goes, I found them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was
and then
was
he
the
clicked.
One.
Yeah,
I got- okay, I
that
know
was
my
it.
crowd
And then
now.
5,000 people were dying laughing, and he's like, "Okay, now I'm going to run through the
and
rest
then
of my
he
act."
made
Yep.
this poor young woman came out with him, and she was a mother, and she was also half Filipino, and and he just made fun of her the whole time, and the audience was rolling. Like,
Yeah.
And I felt so bad for her, but she was kind of thrown under the bus for the old people laughs.
Right.
He knew what was working.
And
So,
then-
so what
yeah.
is the movie? Just a quick
It's
little.
called Easter Sunday. It's based off the heart and soul of his stand-up routine, which is his mother.
Okay.
And it's like one day in the life of this Filipino family, and
Okay.
it
On an
takes
Easter
place
Sunday,
Yeah.
and hilarity ensues.
And they're trying to mend a rift in the family, and
Tiffany
Good.
Haddish is in it, and she plays a horny cop.
yeah,
As one does. Okay, great.
yeah. So. I think that looks really good. Then they did a Puss in Boots trailer. I wasn't quite finished yet, so
And then promptly moved the date immediately
yeah,
after they showed it.
immediately.
Of course. Yeah, I kind of wondered about
After
that.
they showed it
I
and
was-
announced the date.
Yeah, because I was like, this trailer's not finished. Like, anyways. I know
Sure.
it's at later in the year now.
Christmas
but
is a better spot for
Yeah.
it. It's really got broad appeal.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
not
that's
an
true.
October, September movie.
Yeah, that's true.
But they need time to finish it. And then the last, Universal ended theirs with Jurassic World Dominion, an extended look at it, and they had Bryce Dallas Howard come out and Jeff Goldblum.
Jeff Gold hand in his bloomers.
Yes, it was so awkward, Kyle. He's such a weird guy, and like,
Yeah.
I think that was fun when he was younger, but now he's getting to be an older gentleman, and it's getting creepy. But he like takes off his glasses and like kind of holds them. He didn't know what to do with his hand, and so he puts it not in a pocket, not in his back pocket, not like holding his co-star, but right in his pants.
Right in the front of his
in
pants.
the front. Like, he needed to
thumb on his belt.
Yeah. Like,
Dude knows he's set for life.
just like he needed to find the tip a little bit or something. I don't know. It was so gross. And he did it not once, but multiple times. In, out with his hand. It was just very distracting. It was like he was trying to like make the audience like just look at his crotch. Like, oh, did I put my hand here? Oh, let me take
And
it
the
out.
jeans
Again?
are already too tight.
They're so tight. And
Yeah,
he
oh,
is
no.
so tall and skinny. It's just, I don't know.
Weird. Okay, but I'm sure the
Weird.
footage was good.
Weird
Yeah.
with the capital. Ooh.
Yeah. And then Focus came out and showed a couple of their trailers. The only one I really want to mention is Miss Harris Goes to Paris, because that looks really heartwarming. Play to an older audience, but it looked fabulous.
They released a trailer for that. It looks very cute.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Super cute. So then, so that took up Wednesday. And then Ken and I left Thursday morning. We got the heck out of there because Thursday was NFL draft day.
Right.
And also, we pre-planned to always leave on. We always leave on Thursday. I can only handle so many days of Vegas.
Sure.
So unfortunately, we missed the Paramount Lionsgate presentation. But I'll just quickly go over the highlights. In Paramount, they showed Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1. So it's going to be a two-parter on this next Mission Impossible series.
Mm-hmm.
And Tom Cruise couldn't be there, although he's really good when he is there. I imagine he'll be there next year. But
Tom cruising for a bruising.
yeah,
Not showing up to CinemaCon.
I know.
This is his bread and butter audience.
It is. Really, it is. And he's usually very good about it. But he didn't show up. He did a tape message. They saw some of the trailer. It's going to be good. Top Gun got screened. I hear very emotional. The rare sequel that can, match the first one.
Yeah.
Just very, very good. Everything you hoped and expected from it. And then Lionsgate, there was just a couple films that we want to mention. John Wick 4, they had Keanu Reeves there.
Cool.
Always going to be really good. Expendables 4, they're going to do that one. About My Father with Sebastian Maniscalco.
Yeah.
Yeah, another comedian. He emceed the whole thing for Lionsgate. Very, very funny. He plays to an older audience, an audience older than Joe Coy's audience. So I think
similar to Joe Coy, the
Yeah.
movie's based on his life and it's about his dad.
And the heart of Sebastian's comedy is his relationship with his dad. Like, his jokes about his dad are what took him off. Joe Coy's jokes about his mom is what took him off.
Right.
And then they announced a Hunger Games prequel movie, and I'm like, what? Young adult? Are they
appetizer
going to
games.
try to
Wild.
bring this back?
Like, that was 10 years ago when they
So
were even
long.
hinting at that. And now it's
The
actually a thing.
The
Yeah.
Tapas games.
I mean, who's looking for that? So
Good
I'm
luck.
I think they've got a hit with John Wick, Expendables, and About My Father. I'm a little hesitant on the Hunger Games.
Lionsgate is basically saying, we've got a lot of stuff. Please come and buy us.
Yeah. Please come and buy us. We've got that Hunger Games.
Huh?
Yeah. So that was good. Yeah. CinemaCon was great. Saw a good product. Met fabulous people.
Felt more normal than in
So
last
normal.
year. So that's
Yeah.
really great to hear that people got the experience back.
Oh yeah, I can't wait for next year, and can't wait for the summer. I feel like CinemaCon really rejuvenates you and gets you excited to head into the summer movie going, and
I'm
makes
glad
me
we're
excited.
opening Memory this weekend with Liam Neeson, so I could take the weekend off.
I know, I forget. Like, when you're in Vegas, you just have no idea time or day or any of that stuff. Like, all of a sudden you walk out of the building, if you even get to leave the casino, and you're like, it's dark. What day is this?
I'm fried like an egg in tequila.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but I am done.
So I
Right.
forgot that we have Memory coming out this weekend. So we'll see how that does.
Oh, you forgot a movie
forgot.
about Liam Neeson forgetting?
Yes, I did.
The irony.
Hi-oh!
All right. Last big topic of the podcast. Screen Insider launched, y'all.
Yeah, it finally happened. Silver Screen Insider has become Screen Insider.
Yep, we launched Wednesday.
To the moon!
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. This has been months and months in the making. Just blood, sweat, and tears have gone into this. And really, I'm so proud of the product that we are, launching and will continue to add for it. Is everything that a theater owner manager, every tool they could ever ask for to help them, succeed in this industry. And we have really taken Silver Screen Insider and added the focus of marketing and operations insights and stuff, and really made that more of the focus of Screen Insider. And I think that's what operators need right now. They need some help. They need help marketing their venues as venues in the community, and not relying solely on the marketing from the studios of the movies. So I think this comes at the perfect time in this industry for them. And so we're just really excited that it's finally out there.
Yeah. And we hope that you have already subscribed to us previously and you're able to already have checked out the website being screeninsider.co.
Yeah. .co, not .com.
Yep.
There's no M. We're fancy like that now.
Exactly. We're bougie like that now.
So bougie and modern.
But if you haven't become a subscriber
Cody,
already...
It's Ottern. There's no M.
Oh, there's no M. It's modern. We're auteur.
Right. But if you haven't become an insider already, now's a good time to sign up because, like we said, the summer is going to be looking really good with all these movies. But assistance would be beneficial, we feel like, especially during these crazy times for theater owners.
Yep. Try out the Phil database for theater owners and managers.
Yeah. Also, if you sign up now in the next 30 days, you get our legacy pricing, which is $25 a month. $25 a month gets you access to all our awesome tools. And after that, it's going up to $43 because building these tools is expensive.
Legacy.
So you want legacy pricing. So a few things I just want to touch base on about what you'll see when you do log in for the relaunch site is...
Make it quick. I got a poker game in 30 minutes.
Stop it. Is our post-social tool. This is the whole reason we came together and created Screen Insider. It is a target marketing platform. You put in your theater, you put in your Facebook page,
Instagram page, all your socials,
and you're able to do a paid ad or organic post, either one. And if you do a paid ad, that you could select a drive time, a radius around, super easy. It selects an audience for you. You can use a studio approved asset, and suggest a copy from the studio. You set your own budget, say $50, and our platform will go out, post this on your social media handles, and direct all the clicks and traffic back to your ticketing URLs.
Yeah, it's in way less steps than what you probably were doing previously, bouncing between grabbing the assets from one place and then moving over to your social media page and then doing all the crazy steps within those social media
trying to pick
pages.
Pick your audience, and then how do I really narrow this down? And I'm telling you that the drive time, you really do just want an audience that are actually going to come to the theater. You're not out there for likes. You're out there for ticket sales. Yeah. And this tool helps you get those ticket sales by putting your ads in front of people within a drivable range of your theater and making them go to your ticketing site so that click equals a ticket purchase. And that's what's important here. We want the cost for a click to equal a ticket. And how much are you willing to pay to get that ticket? And that's how you need to start thinking about it. Think about your budgets as how much am I willing to invest to get a return of ticket sales back?
Yeah, I couldn't have said it better myself. That's just the name of the game now, and it's just time that this adjustment happens.
Right. And when you're there checking out the movie database, looking at what's coming up, looking at your early show times, when do I have to program a premiere, when do the advance tickets go on sale, you can then just slip right on over, make a post for advance ticket sales when they go on, and get people to come. Make a post when you're 5 days out. Do a reminder post the day before, and you can do this multiple times, and it's really convenient to do it all on one platform.
Yeah, exactly. And do you have anything else to add on?
So we also redid the dashboard. So the first thing you see when you log in, it has all the same features, except we add a What's New This Week box. And I feel like this was really missing from Silver Screen Insider and is such a good addition. It tells you all the new wide releases coming out that week. It tells you any release schedule changes that have happened right then and there, so you know right away. and it tells you any new tickets on sale dates and any new early show times. So if you need a quick glance of what's new in the industry, what new dates you need, anything that's changed, check out the What's New This Week box. That'll have all the information for you.
Yeah, right after you log in, it'll all be there ready
near the
to go
top of the
for you.
page.
Yeah, whenever it's updated.
And then the last big change that I think everybody's going to really like is in our when you actually click in the movie database, we now have a column for tickets on sale dates and early show times. So when you are looking down, at the release schedule and you're looking for wide releases, you can see those ticket on sale dates and those early show times right there in the database, and you can sort by them. So if you just want to see what's upcoming for advanced ticket dates, click that and mark your calendars.
The only thing this website is missing is that M at the end.
Yep, pretty much.
There's just no winning, is there, Ken?
I mean, if you got to miss something, it's that M at the end. I think.
Yeah.
You guys have everything else covered.
I know, we want to be bougie and right there for everybody.
Kyle,
Yeah.
Cody learned a new word.
I did.
You're welcome, Ken.
I
Enjoy that all
I
weekend.
feel so fantastic after being in Vegas and walking by so many like high-end shops like Louis Vuitton and Prada and and seeing guards and like line tape around, like you can't go past the velvet rope into these shops.
Yeah.
Because I walked by in my Adidas with grass stains on them from mowing the
Yeah.
yard.
They frowned at you, didn't they? They gave you the stink
They're
eyes. They were like, oh.
No, they didn't see me. They looked
Yeah.
right through me.
They only look for the bougie.
You don't exist.
Yeah. Gosh, Vegas is such a different place.
Me with
For
my,
us small town folks.
me with my
Yeah.
Timex watch.
So we're super happy and thrilled about Screen Insider, and we definitely want feedback. I mean, now we are more in control of how the site is developed, and we're able to really if we are able to get that feedback, we're really able to churn that out quickly for you. So go in, check it out, give us feedback. We want to make this as easy and convenient and helpful as possible.
Yeah, this is all for you guys, the theater owners, managers. We love this industry, and we want to make life easier for you guys.
Right.
So we really hope that you enjoyed this platform. Again, let us know if there's any sort of feedback you have for us, but otherwise, please enjoy it.
Oh, for sure. And I think that about wraps up this episode.
Yeah, so until next week, we'll see you all again.
Have a good weekend.
Survive in advance, everybody. Have a cocktail for me this weekend.
Yeah, you're going through detox. I can tell you that right now.
I can see the sweat.
I'm going to the hospital to get an IV.
You might need one.
There's got to be a card game on the way, though, right?
No.
No, I don't.
Just a quick one.
No,
Oh my
it's
gosh.
fine. Ken.
I
It's
wear it
fine.
as a water bottle. It could be like, nope, bad. Do not talk like that.
Wish them luck, everyone.
Yeah. Okay. Bye.
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 Thank you for listening to Off the Break Podcast. Find us on all podcast platforms or at screeninsider.co. And be sure to like and follow our Facebook and Instagram pages at Off the Break Podcast.